What if the reason you're not getting that promotion you want is because you're actually too good at your job? You pick up the slack, you fix the problems. Maybe they call you in when things are going sideways to get the project back on track. And, you do all this stuff for the company, you do all this stuff for your team. And ultimately, what do you get in return? More work. And today I want to discuss why that is and what we can do to try to get out of that situation, to stop being stuck in that situation. And today I want to talk about this high performer trap and how it can actually get you stuck in your career despite it looking and feeling like you're doing all the right things. The real problem here is invisible work. Invisible work is a term that basically just identifies work that isn't top of mind. It's not traceable. It's not trackable. It's not something that's going to show up on metrics or on numbers. It's work that is definitely being done, but it's not on anybody's radar. And the unfortunate thing about high performers is high performers are almost always the people that get stuck with high volumes of invisible work. And it's a win-lose for these high performers. On one hand, it's great for the team. That invisible work that you're knocking out, that work that you're taking on, it's really good for the team. It's good for your coworkers. It may even make your workload easier by some of the things that you're knocking out that maybe other people would have messed up and you would have had to fix. But it does nothing really good for your career. For example, think of invisible work as training a coworker. If you're the person that's the point of contact to train all the new hires, that's often not going to be tracked anywhere. That's not going to show up in your job description. It probably won't even show up in your performance evaluation for a lot of leaders. You should make sure they add it if they don't. But it's kind of that invisible work. Think of a project that someone else is leading and something's wrong and you have to come in at the end and kind of clean it up. Odds are that's also not going on, some kind of tracker that's not in your job description, right? It's all these little things that you're coming in and you're doing, but ultimately it's not going to make it anywhere unless you push for it to get on a performance evaluation. People fall into this high performer trap where they do all this work, but they don't get ahead for a number of different reasons. The very first reason, and probably the most common, especially if you don't have a good leader, is that if you're so good at your job that they can't imagine losing you, or they're not sure they can replace you, oftentimes they will just keep you in that job. They may even give the promotion to someone who's less qualified, less skilled, because it's okay if they lose that person, but they can't handle losing you. The second reason is more about the way they assess employees for promotions. A lot of times, if you are that really hard worker, that grinder who gets in there and gets everything done, that doesn't necessarily lend itself to a good leader. So if a manager job comes open, they may want to see more managerial experience, not just, hey, this is who comes in and fixes things. So in a lot of senior leaders' minds, just being a hard worker doesn't necessarily mean, in their mind, that you're going to be a good leader or that you're going to qualify for whatever promotion it is that you're trying to get. The third reason is the old squeaky wheel analogy. It is just absolutely true. If you are a whiner and a complainer, you are going to get more attention and you're going to get things that those really quiet, hard workers are not going to get. And that is unfortunately a reality. And that is a sign of a terrible leader, but it definitely happens. A lot of times your hard work will go unnoticed if you're quiet about it. Whereas somebody else who maybe doesn't do the level or the quality of work that you do, but they're real vocal and outspoken, they may get ahead a lot quicker than you. And then the fourth and most obvious thing is that if no one sees the work that you're doing, no one will know to reward it. So that's why I say if you have performance evaluations, make sure you bring all those things up. If you've been training employees, bring that up. If you've been fixing problems, bring that up. Bring all that stuff up yourself, because if they don't know about it, they're not going to reward you for it. And this is where a lot of people get it wrong. A lot of people go under the assumption that good work will speak for itself. And the truth is that it will not. In fact, a lot of leaders won't even know you're doing good work. A lot of leaders are so disconnected from the day-to-day that you may be out there literally keeping their job safe and they won't even know it. And there are 4 things that you should do to help in this situation. The first I've already mentioned, and that is to keep doing all the invisible work, but you call it out. Call it out in your meetings with your boss. Call it out to leaders. So you're going to do that invisible work, but you're going to make sure it's visible, right? So you'll be the one driving the visibility. The second thing is to set boundaries. Don't automatically say yes to every opportunity that comes up. Don't automatically say yes to every request that comes up. Don't be afraid to push back. Do the work that you should be doing and avoid the work that you shouldn't be doing. The third thing is to shift from effort to impact. And this one's a little strange, but a lot of invisible work takes a lot of effort, but it has very little impact. Try to shift away from some of that stuff. So if you're constantly getting brought in to fix little problems on projects, instead say, look, I don't want to fix the problem on the project. Give me the project, right? Let them fix my problems on the project. Go for things that have a larger impact and not just things that take a lot of effort. And then the fourth thing, and this is probably the hardest to do because it takes time and effort, but reposition yourselves in the minds of your leader. Right now, you are Mr. and Mrs. Reliable. You want to be more than just reliable. You want to be a strategic force, right? You want to be the idea person. You want to be the person that is not just reliably keeping everybody on track. You want to be the person steering the car. And of course, if you're not in leadership, that's going to be a little more difficult, but you still can participate in projects. You still can present ideas. You can still push for better processes and practices. And so reposition yourself in their minds, right? And that may take time, but you can start immediately and just keep doing that. And eventually they'll quit seeing you as someone who's just reliable, and they'll start looking at you in a different light. And that may even go back to the high performer trap, but hopefully it'll open their eyes and see, hey, this is someone who could be at that next level and do great things there. Really, at the end of the day, work matters, but it is not about being the busiest person in the room. That's not what leads to success in the workplace. The truth is that real success is going to come from knowing where to put your energy. Now, I would say that in life in general, and most of your energy should be put outside of work, but that applies in work also, right? Where you put your energy is every bit as important as how much you're doing. So, make sure that you're focused on the right projects, that you're getting involved in the right ways. And, you will shift people's opinions of you, and that will help. But if it doesn't help, if you are still having this problem, even after trying these 4 things, it may be time to look for another job to where you're not going to be stuck in this high performer trap. Hopefully this video gives you some tangible ideas to start putting in place so that you can get out of this trap of being a high performer who can't get ahead. If you do enjoy this kind of content, or you find yourself in this situation, this video helps you, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.